Folks, it is a sad day. The greatest stock trader of all time just announced their retirement. Nancy Pelosi is ending her 38-year career as an inside trader. I and the rest of the investment community will miss her dearly. Her selfless act of reporting her trades publicly, even if it is required by law, has helped real everyday Americans make millions in the stock market. Sure, other members of Congress have done their part to help the little guy investor. These generous civil servants have shown us how to make more than double the returns of the market, averaging a whopping 37% per year, just from taking advantage of the private inside information they learn on Capitol Hill. But no one did it like Nancy. The sheer size, the volume of her trade was unmatched. Her performance unlike anything Wall Street has ever seen. Even legendary investors like Ackman, Soros, and Buffett couldn't hold a candle to Pelosi's stock-picking prowess. Over her 3.5-decade career as DC's top trader, she posted a staggering 16,930% portfolio return, more than 5 times that of the S&P 500. And Miss Pelosi served as an inspiration to her constituents in California's 11th district. Did their quality of life improve under her leadership? Of course not. In fact, it got much worse. But did their taxes come down? No, those went up too, along with the price of water, electricity, housing, gasoline, and, well, I guess pretty much every basic need. But you see, Nancy led by example. She was a beacon of hope to regular working-class citizens, both legal and illegal. And she showed them how to turn a modest $177,000 salary into a net worth of $280 million. Proof that with hard work, a little luck, and a certain level of moral flexibility, anyone can achieve prosperity in this great country. Through bull markets and bear, through pandemics and economic shutdowns, Pelosi milked these markets and showed us how we too could profit from the wars she started, the vaccinations she mandated, and the wasteful pieces of legislation she pushed through Congress. We made millions following her into Nvidia. She loaded up on call options just weeks before passing the CHIPS Act, which awarded $52 billion in subsidies to semiconductor companies. Nancy was, at the end of the day, a public servant, and she selflessly put millions of dollars of her own money into these short-term, highly leveraged derivatives, not just for the $4 million profit she would net herself, no, to signal to us, the American taxpayer, that this was the time to get in. And get in we did. She tipped us off to Microsoft in 2021. When she went $5 million deep on the stock, we knew something was coming. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, the U.S. Army awarded Microsoft a $22 billion government contract, and the stock soared. She continued to give back, investing 7 figures into Tesla stock just weeks before Biden's auto pen mandated the entire federal fleet to transition to electric vehicles. And even late in life, at the age of 85, in her final year as a member of the House of Representatives, she continued to fight for regular Joe investors like you and me, alerting us to buy stocks like Tempest AI, which she scooped up off the lows in January, just before it skyrocketed 187%. Was she close personal friends with a C-suite executive at Tempest? You bet. Did this friend tip her off to buy the stock? Probably. But I like to believe that her real motivation was nestled in congressional trade disclosure requirements, that she made this noble investment so that we too could benefit financially from her connections. But Pelosi's generosity went beyond stock picking. She also taught America when to sell, how to exit right at the top, to use that same inside information to protect one's ill-gotten gains. Like when she sold Google a month before DOJ filed an antitrust lawsuit against the company. Or when she got out of Microsoft right before it was targeted by the FTC. and her discipline was unmatched. Nancy bought Apple stock for years. It was the largest position in her portfolio, worth $25 million. Then, on December 31st, 2024, she sold it all, right at the top, then watched it fall more than 30% over the next few months. But Nancy, I want you to know that your legacy will live on. It will live on through enduring legislation, like the Pelosi Act, drafted in your honor to prevent future politicians from owning individual stocks. No one could ever do it like you, Nancy. Why even let them try? You will be remembered through the Democrat Trading ETF, an exchange-traded fund that piggybacks the stock trades of D.C. politicians. Its ticker symbol is, of course, NANC, Nancy. It will continue to trade in your honor, although its performance will no doubt suffer without you. Ms. Pelosi, you will be missed, not just by the other nations you funneled our tax dollars to, or the illegal immigrants that you ensured had free housing, health care, and access to voting terminals, but by us, the everyday American investors who you so generously enriched. The federal government won't be the same without you, Nancy, and neither will our 401ks.